Hello everyone, I'm back with another video because today I went to the library, so it's time for another library haul. I love going to the libraries. I think I said this a lot of times, but yeah, since there's also going to be a readathon soon where it's focusing on library books, I thought I'd just get down there and just get a lot of books so I have something for the readathons that I'm going to participate in next month. For this library haul, I have 12 books that I picked up at the library this month. I still have not read all of the books from my last book haul. I handed in Wizard and Glass, even though I hadn't read it, because I noticed I can get the audio of this from one of the services that I'm using, called Storytel, which is a service that I pay 100 Danish kroners a month. And so I feel like that will be an easier way, also because I had been thinking about listening to the last 3 in audio, but they didn't have the 4th book in audio, but now they have it, and so I thought I will be listening to that. Or maybe I'll actually pick it up after I finish the audio that I'm currently working on. I still have The Camel Club by David Baldacci from last haul, and I will try and get it read during this month. If I don't get it read, then I'll be handing it back to the library. So the first 3 books that I picked up from the library are 3 from the same series. Well, actually from 3 different series, but it's set in the same overall series, and it is the Discworld series by Terry Pratchett. He has written a lot of sub-series in this world, and I'm going to be reading them chronologically after the GOODREADS order, because that's, I think, how it happens in the chronological order, so I don't get spoiled about anything. Before this, I've read the first 2 books, Call of Magic, and the second one is called A Light Fantastic, and those 2 books are the first 2 books in the Rincewind series as well as the Discworld series. The 3rd book in this series is going to be called Equal Rights, and this is the first book that is part of the Witches series. And the Terry Pratchett series is set in this world where it's like a turtle. It's kind of weird and it's hard to explain, but they're really funny and they're really quick reads. And the second book in the Terry Pratchett series that I got was Maud, the first book in the series about death. In Danish this is called Death's Apprentice, so I don't know what that says. And finally I got Sorcery by Terry Pratchett, the 3rd book in the Rincewind series, as well as the 5th book set in the Discworld. And apart from that, I also got some more children's novels, because these books are some books that I can get through really quickly for readathons and stuff. And so, since one of the readathons I'm supposed to read 7 books, I thought it would be nice to have some really quick ones in between. The next one is the next 2 books in the series of Unfortunate Events series. The first one is The Auster Academy. Yeah, that's the 5th book. And the Airsats Elevator. These are the last ones that the library has, but I just noticed that I can read them from another service that I'm paying for, so that's what I'm going to be doing after this. And then I got 2 mangas, volume 3 and 4 in the Full Metal Alchemist series. So I have some graphic novels to get to. I have A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. This is I'm so happy this is the illustrated edition, because I was doubting which one of these editions they had at the library, because I thought maybe it would be the one without the illustrations, and I don't think I'll get the same feel out of it if I don't get the illustrations along with it. And when I reserved it at the library, I couldn't see, they didn't have a picture added, so I couldn't see what sort of edition it was, but I'm very interested in reading it anyway. Now the next 4 books are the more novel-sized books. The first one is another Patrick Ness book, and that is The Rest of Us Just Live Here, the Danish edition, and it's actually blue spray paint on the edges, and the font is pretty big, so I think it will go really quickly. And then I have Soulfinder's Sky by Josh Sterling. I have absolutely no idea what this book is going to be about, and I'm not going to read it because it's going to be part of this readathon where I'm going to have a blind date with the book, so we'll see. And I have Steelheart by Brandon Sanderson, the first book in this Steelheart No, the Reckoners trilogy, is that what it's called? And then finally I have Sapphire Blue by Christine Gear. I really enjoyed the first book in this series, Ruby Red. It was really fast read, so I think this will work really well with one of the readathons as well. The font is quite big, as you can see, and yeah. They are really fast paced. At least the first one was, so we'll see how I feel about the next one. So I'm really happy about all of the books that I got. And I'm glad that most of these books are really short, so I can get through them really quickly. Oops. But it's a pretty huge stack, so it looks like this. Well, it's quite oh, this is actually not that bad. Usually library stacks in Denmark are quite boring to look at because they look like this. So it'll just be like blue or red, or but these have actually their own spines. They've just been laminated, I guess, so that they can hold a little longer. But I'm really happy about this stack of books, and hopefully I will even get to some of these books before the readathons, but I'll be back to you with my TBRs for those as soon as possible, because one of them is going to be starting in the beginning of February, so yeah. But this was all I had for you today. Let me know in the comments down below if you read in the books. I think some of the books are pretty popular, so you might have, and what you thought of them, and yeah, is there any books you think that I should start out with? And yeah, as I usually say, support your libraries. It's always really nice to be able to go to the library and just take out books that you want to read, and you don't have to think about paying for anything. I just love that. And I love that I can get, especially graphic novels and mangas, they're really, really expensive to buy, so it's an easy save. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video very, very soon. Goodbye!